starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Justin Betty. If you live in the Northwoods, getting out and enjoying nature can often also mean dealing with ticks. But while tick trends are up nationwide, the same cannot be said for our region. Newswatch 12's Lily Zoller joins us now live in studio with details. Lily.
Thanks, Justin. While northern Wisconsin is typically a place with lots of ticks, this season is proving different. National reports show a rise in tick cases for this year. While this remains true for surrounding areas, Oneida County seems to be experiencing just the opposite.
This season, I would say in the 30 years I've been in the woods, this is probably the fewest number of ticks I've seen.
Feeney attributes this to weather, speculating that after a tough winter with cold temperatures and little snow for isolation, many of the bugs have died off. The downward trend in ticks in the area is especially surprising when you account for the upward trend in time spent outdoors.
Especially the last 2 years with the pandemic, a lot more people are going to outdoor recreation activities.
Forestry experts say that this tick trend remains true of other bugs as well. He notes that changes in mosquito trends are likely also due to weather.
This is probably, if not the lowest mosquito population I've ever seen. It's one of the lowest seasons we've ever had.
While rates may be down, the danger and threat of disease still persists. Medical professionals recommend that everyone take the proper precautions to stay safe.
Checks all parts of the body for ticks, and then you can always throw the clothing that you were wearing in the dryer at a high heat, and then also being sure to check pets as well.
Voss says that it's important that people know that while not all ticks carry disease, constantly monitoring yourself for the effects of ticks is important.
Symptoms don't come on right away, so it's something to think about. You know, they say if you have a tick bite and within 30 days, if you're having any fever or muscle aches, to call your doctor.
To learn more about Lyme's disease, you can contact the Oneida County Health Department. Justin?
Thank you, Lily. Outside, Jeff, some warmer weather headed our way this week?
Yeah, 80s are back in the forecast tomorrow and Wednesday. But first, here's a live look at the Mackinac Bridge. There's a haze in the air at the surface. That haze is now unhealthy for sensitive groups outside again. So here is our air quality advisory for this evening, throughout the day tomorrow as well. From smoke from wildfires in Canada once again is messing with our air quality across north central Wisconsin tonight. Temperatures out there now though, hanging out in the 70s today, but don't you worry, if you want some heat, it's on the way. 80s are back in the forecast several times this week into the weekend. Our forecast then for tonight though is poor air quality out there tonight. There are a couple rogue showers. Most of us will stay dry with low temperatures down near 55. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Like much of the country, the COVID-19 picture in Wisconsin has changed over the last few weeks, with the number of new cases rising quickly, other measures rising more modestly. Today, the State Department of Health Services reports 486 new confirmed cases. We're now averaging almost 800 per day statewide over the last week. However, DHS reports no new deaths today. We're averaging just one new death per day over the last week, but some of these new cases are serious. COVID-19 hospitalization numbers are rising again in most parts of the state, including the north central region, though not as quickly as the case numbers are rising. Now, the overwhelming majority of the recent COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalizations have been among people who are not vaccinated. Right now, just over 52% of all people in the state have received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine, including more than 84% of people over age 65. The country reached a vaccination milestone today, with the White House officials announcing more than 70% of adults nationwide have now received at least their first dose. And after dropping off over the last couple months, the pace of vaccinations has started to pick back up. Officials say the 7-day average of newly vaccinated people is now the highest since July 4th, which is also when the Biden administration had previously wanted to meet that 70% threshold. And with the recent rise in cases, the Biden administration is now facing some tough questions about whether tougher prevention methods will be needed to help slow the Delta variant. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
President Biden and his COVID advisors today weighing whether to issue new restrictions as a fourth wave of COVID spreads across the nation. More than 40 states seeing cases double, with the powerful Delta variant tearing through unvaccinated populations, filling up hospitals in places like Louisiana.
Nobody had to die this week. Nobody, right? It's a preventable disease, and we missed out on the biggest prevention opportunity that we've ever had.
But there is progress. The White House today saying 70% of all adults have now had at least one vaccine dose, nearly a month past the president's July 4th target. Vaccinations are rising the most in the areas hardest hit by the Delta variant.
This is the moment to step aside from all of the misinformation and, frankly, disinformation that's been put out there. Look at the data and then roll up your sleeve.
Federal health officials walking a delicate line, reinforcing how effective the vaccines are while encouraging masks again for everyone indoors. In Florida, now leading the nation in infections, the governor defying CDC guidance and banning mask mandates in schools as they prepare to open next week. That as millions of Americans who've survived the pandemic are now at risk of losing their homes after falling behind on rent. A federal eviction moratorium expiring over the weekend. One Democratic lawmaker, Missouri's Cori Bush, camping out on the Capitol steps to draw attention to the plight of Americans who could find themselves on the streets if Washington doesn't act.
That's Alice Barr reporting. Healthcare will now look a little different across the Northwoods and north central Wisconsin. Today, Aspirus officially acquired Ascension's North Region assets. That means 7 hospitals, 21 clinics, more than 2,700 workers, plus air and ground transport services that used to be run by Ascension will now be run by Aspirus. Aspirus officials say the new resources will help them expand care across northern Wisconsin and the UP.
It's harder to recruit and retain providers and caregivers and employees. It requires expertise in rural health care, and it requires intense collaboration and partnership to allocate resources differently so we can be efficient and effective for the communities we serve.
Explaining the obstacles of healthcare in rural areas, the move does mean less competition when it comes to coverage in the area. But Aspirus leaders say they are making a strong commitment to making sure everyone who worked for Ascension still has a job.
At this point, as far as I'm aware, there is no layoffs. However, as we go forward, there's going to be a transition. We've always had a policy of making sure we find a place for our workers. They might be in different jobs in different locations.
The next couple of weeks, health officials say you should start to notice different signage, different signs showing up in hospitals and clinics that are now under the different ownership. But the whole transition may take until about the end of the year. At the Olympics, Team USA is staking claim to the podium so far this week and just announced Simone Biles will soon be stepping back out on the competition floor. Liz McLaughlin has details.
First test for her right here.
Simone Biles will soon be back in action. 1 week after withdrawing from the team final when she started suffering from a loss of air awareness that can be dangerous for gymnasts, Biles is feeling better and plans to compete in the balance beam Tuesday.
She's ready to go out there and do this.
Oh my gosh! Redemption for teammate Jade Carey. After a stumble and 8th place finish in the vault competition Sunday, Carey wowed on the floor to take gold.
I feel like all my hard work has paid off, and this is all that I've ever dreamed of.
In the baseball quarterfinals, the U.S. fell to host country Japan in the bottom of the 10th.
And that is that.
But still has a shot at a medal.
Big moment.
Another loss in soccer.
Fleming for Canada scores.
The U.S. women's national team heads to the bronze medal game after Canada sunk a winning penalty shot.
It's not the color we want, but there's still a medal on the line, so that's a huge thing.
The U.S. stacking up the hardware in other sports, a silver in wrestling for Adeline Gray. Sarah Robles repeats a bronze win in weightlifting.
Yes!
And a fast finish earned silver for Kenny Harrison in the 100-meter hurdles.
Feels amazing, all the hard work that I put in for those 12 seconds, and to be bringing back a silver, I couldn't be happier.
Athletes working a lifetime for their moment of glory.
It's Liz McLaughlin reporting. Team USA now back in the #2 spot as far as total medals as we enter the final week of Olympic competition. The U.S. has 64 total medals, the most of any nation. 22 of those are gold. China has the most gold, 29 of those, 62 overall. Host country Japan third, 17 golds, 33 overall medals. Australia and the Russian Olympic Committee round out the top 5 with a combined 83 medals. For the most up-to-date medal counts, you can go to WJFW.com for this little Olympic tracker. It's the time of year when the air is often filled with the smell of fried food and the screams of people riding carnival rides. And this year, you might also be seeing more people than usual at those fairs. We'll have details in just a few minutes. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast. You're watching News Watch 12, proud to serve Elmhurst and folks all across the North Woods and North Central Wisconsin.
Come join us at the historic Waswaganing Indian Bowl, located in downtown Lac du Flambeau, Tuesdays through August 3rd. Experience the culture and pageantry of Ojibwe powwow, relax to the soothing sounds of Native American drums, and enjoy the vibrant colors of traditional regalia worn by authentic Ojibwe dancers. Watch and take part in the intertribal dances and come tour our Ojibwe Summer Village. Gates open at 6 with grand entry at 7. Come and refresh your spirit, paid by the Native American Tourism of Wisconsin.
You know your gutters are full of gunk, and you know you need to deal with it eventually. Let us show you why LeafGuard is the answer to your prayers. LeafGuard's one-piece seamless gutter system is guaranteed to stay maintenance-free. Its patented design channels rainwater into your gutters while leaves, seeds, and other debris just roll right off.
The LeafGuard has been everything we wanted it to be. We live in the woods, and we have not had any problems at all with it. We've had people call and ask about it, and of course we always give them a good recommendation because we do feel very strongly about it, that it's just what we had needed.
Love to hear that. Right now, your LeafGuard gutter system comes with great money-saving extras. Take 75% off installation labor, get 12 months interest-free financing, and call before this program is over and get a $100 Visa gift card with your new LeafGuard gutter system. Don't wait. Call now to schedule your free estimate. Good deal?
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during trade month. Right now, get up to $2,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Welcome back, my friends. Happy Monday, the first Monday in August. How'd that happen? Lots of sunshine out there today, but there is some haze in the atmosphere again, courtesy of wildfire smoke from Canada that'll likely stick around tonight and tomorrow, and it's causing some problems across the area. More on that here in a second. But first, it's 76 at the airport in Rhinelander with a west wind around 10 and a dew point there, dry air at 53. Over in Wausau, 79, so almost 80 for you with that west breeze around 7, and the pressure is falling slightly at 30.09. Okay, around the horn, everybody's having a very nice day. However, these numbers are still slightly below average. The average high is still 79 or 80. Most of us are not doing that today, but don't you worry. Warmer temperatures are on the way, and they'll actually arrive as soon as tomorrow, as there is a lot of heat building across the west right now. Look at these numbers. Saskatoon, 93. You ever been there? It's beautiful. 86 in Brandon, 90 in Bismarck, 92 Rapid City. So all this heat we will dabble with pretty much all week long with temperatures back in the 80s for us. Probably no 90s, though, anytime soon across north central Wisconsin. Going forward, though, so 81 is the forecast high tomorrow. A couple of you could do mid-80s tomorrow. 83 on Wednesday, Thursday 78. And then again, we're going to hang out by the averages here, close to them, through the middle portions of next week. Okay, but here's our problem. This is an air quality advisory for north central Wisconsin Wisconsin tonight. This is a combination of pollutants in the atmosphere, smoke in the atmosphere, all kind of building up at the surface right now. Where we are, we breathe that stuff in. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. So that includes you if you have asthma or respiratory issues at all. This will likely chase you indoors tonight and tomorrow with lots of pollution in the air currently. And here's the map for the smoke only, not the smog, the smoke with this one. And then the worst of it's right over us right now. And it's not going to go away completely anytime soon. If you saw earlier, we switched our wind out of the west, right? Well, what's to the west of us? To the west of us is lots of smoke, and that's going to keep moving in our direction through the weekend probably. At times, it'll reach us at the surface. At times, it'll be aloft, making for beautiful sunsets. But overall, we have a smoky week to get through around here. There are a couple sprinkles out there currently. They're few and far between. Most of us will stay dry tonight, but there's a little disturbance right there. You see it? That could kick off a couple of thunder showers tomorrow. Again, most of us will stay dry. It will not be an all-day rain tomorrow. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies again. Poor air quality out there through tomorrow with low temperatures, not as cool, by 55 or so. For tomorrow, all right, here we go. It's Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies. A rogue thunder shower cannot be ruled out, especially after 1 o'clock or so. But look at the temperature, back in the low 80s again tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows that chance for rain tomorrow, about 30% coverage on that. We dry out Wednesday and Thursday, maybe a storm on Friday, and then a good-looking weekend with temperatures in the 80s. Justin?
Looking good. Thanks, Jeff. With summer wrapping up, state and county fairs are popping up across the Badger State. The United County Fair, of course, just wrapped up over the weekend. And as Newswatch 12's Rachel Eiler reports, many fairs are seeing double to triple their normal attendance after a year of canceled events.
Another fair in the books.
It was just fantabulous.
Oneida County Fair Coordinator Tom Barnett knew people would flood to Pioneer Park after the fair was canceled last year due to COVID.
They want to get out and do things again, but we had no idea it would be as big as it was this weekend.
And attendance certainly showed.
We actually made enough donations in one day that equaled the entire weekend from 2019.
Other fairs around the state of Wisconsin expect to see that same success and high turnout, including right here at the Wisconsin Valley Fair, where preparation is now underway for tomorrow's big opening day.
We've had lots of ticket sales, lots of questions, lots of things going on. So it seems like a lot of people have their attention turned on the fair, so I think that's a good sign for us.
Rides being assembled, volunteers unpacking boxes, and 2 years of planning now unfolding. Wisconsin Valley Fair Administrator Jody Langenhahn says it's similar across the board for all fair organizers coming back following the pandemic.
When so many things were canceled, fairs really bonded together to think about that sense of community and what that means. We supported each other, we met with each other to kind of hold each other's hands as we walked that process. And now this year, as we are able to be open, we are standing together as well.
Reporting from Marathon County Park in Wausau, Rachel Eiler, Newswatch 12.
The start of a new school year is right around the corner, and today, education leaders from across the state got together for one of their big annual meetings. Hear what they're saying about the impact of the state budget on that upcoming school year after the break.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course, all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
The Olympic Games are on, and so is Toyota's national sales event. Now's the time to get a great deal on the 2021s while they last. Like Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and more. Ooh, she sticks the landing.
Right now, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Menards is your automotive headquarters. We have a great selection of towing options from TowSmart. The adjustable tri-ball mount can tow up to 10,000 pounds and features a height-adjustable mount. Add more safety when you tow with these wireless LED magnetic tow lights. They're easy to install and have a range up to 70 feet. Save 11% on all TowSmart towing products right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Wisconsin state education leaders gathered today at the 7th Annual Summer Summit for the Wisconsin Public Education Network. Educators highlighted growth in resource gaps, which they say is caused in no small part by the COVID-19 pandemic and how it forced districts to adapt. Wisconsin Superintendent of Public Instruction Jill Underly says the increase in spending for the new budget still falls short of what schools need.
Our legislative leaders decided to point to one-time federal grants provided by Congress as a solution. Make no mistake about this funding, it is not money that can be easily programmed into schools.
Now, Governor Evers called for a special legislative session to add another $550 million in education spending, largely focused on either direct aid to students or special education support. Republicans gavelled in, gavelled out without debate.
That's also why I am directing $100 million of our COVID-19 relief funds to provide new funding for our schools to help cover the expenses. Provide additional educational or mental health supports, buy art supplies, computers, whatever needs to be purchased, whatever they need.
State education leaders say COVID-19 will likely add to the list of unexpected expenses districts face going into the upcoming school year. Republican leaders have said they believe there is already plenty of money directed towards schools. Well, I was off on vacation last week, which means your 2 cents also took a week off, but it's back. So take a listen to some of the calls we received over the last week.
Hey, this is my 3rd straight summer that I've called you folks. When you report power outages, you only use WPS for your source. Yet, we in the Northwoods, in Land O'Lakes, Phelps, Conover, Watersmead, etc., are serviced by We Energies. So when you come up with your count of power outages, people without power, were never included. We'd like to know the status also. But I'm like kicking a deflated ball. You don't listen.
Theo, Jeff Dog was on the show, and on there they were doing a show about dog musher. And Theo is amazing, wonderful animal. I think that Theo should be like a co-host. Kind of nice to have a fun show to watch. Thanks.
Hey, Jeff, does Theo read prompter? We'll worry about that later. If you want to make your voice heard on your 2 cents, give us a call at 715-365-8812, extension 319. Remember, I'll respond to some of your calls on Friday on My 2 cents. We'll be right back.
Head to AutoGear for the best in automotive accessory installation. AutoGear installs the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Tinting, wheels and tires, custom seat covers, and so much more. Talk to an accessory specialist to see what AutoGear can do for you.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you can tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
The Tokyo Olympics. Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Let the games
begin.
Let the games begin.
Ceremony of it all, the majesty of it all.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, but you get the gifts. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. You get more nights and more savings the more you spend. Get a 2-night hotel stay plus an extra 10% off when you spend just $1,000. So go ahead, get that new furniture and the trip.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
There's a safe way to protect kids 12 and up from COVID-19.
So why did we get her a COVID-19 vaccine?
Because I missed school.
To get ready for baseball season.
So nothing's holding them back.
Help your kids be kids again, safely. Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
Get your gear at Auto Gear. Specializing in automotive accessories, Auto Gear carries the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Lift kits, spray bed liners, trailer hitches, and so much more. Visit the showroom in Rhinelander to see what Auto Gear can do for you.
Jefferson, maybe a little cool for early August, but pleasant.
Especially the morning lows. We had lows upper 40s this morning, which can be a bit chilly if you're in a tent sleeping outside. We're going to work on that, though. Warmer temperatures are on the way. Looking outside now, a beautiful scene here in Rhinelander. However, notice at the surface, a little haze in there. There's lots of pollutants, smoke from wildfires kind of caught at the surface right now, and that's making for unhealthy air quality across the area. This will likely linger through tomorrow because we kicked in a west wind. Well, what's the west of us right now? Forest fire smoke, right? So we're not going to get rid of this really anytime soon. In fact, checking ahead, your 7-day, maybe a couple thunder showers tomorrow. It will not be an all-day rain. Most of us will stay dry, followed by 80s, maybe mid-80s on Wednesday afternoon.
Pleasant forecast ahead. For sure. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on Newswatch 12 at 5. NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt is next. We'll see you back here at 6 with more.